Tonight, break-in suspect now behind bars.
In Birch Creek, Montana, not much goes on around here.
How Pend Oreille County residents are reacting. Plus, what you could expect during the shutdown.
I'm Jonathan Ambarian at the state capitol. As the ongoing federal government shutdown means people may not receive SNAP nutrition benefits for the month of November, some advocates are asking the state to step in to keep benefits going temporarily. I asked Governor Greg Gianforte about those proposals.
And later, going on the market.
We would really love to be able to continue renting the building if someone else chooses to buy the building, or if the city chooses to give the bid to someone else. We'd love to be able to continue renting the building.
What a sale could mean for the families and programs that still call it home.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and thanks for trusting KRTV for your 530 News. I'm Tim McGonigal. First tonight, a former Great Falls middle school teacher has been convicted of rape and sexual abuse of a minor in Lewis and Clark County. Last week, a jury in State District Court found Michael Walter Jarrett guilty of felony sexual intercourse without consent with a child under the age of 12 and felony sexual assault of a child under the age of 16. Jarrett had been an active teacher at North Middle School in Great Falls until 2024 when the allegations came to light. The criminal acts happened years ago in Lewis and Clark County and did not include any students who had attended North Middle School. MTN is limiting what information we report on this case to protect the identity of the victim. A sentencing hearing for Jarrett is scheduled for January 15, 2026 before Judge Mike Minahan. Neighbors in the Birch Creek area in Pend Oreille County are breathing a little easier tonight after Blackfeet law enforcement caught a man believed to be behind a series of break-ins. MTN's Brianna Juneau spoke with a few residents about the experience and how they're feeling now.
It was an unsettling 11 days in Birch Creek.
In Birch Creek, Montana, not much goes on around here.
A man from Texas, believed to be in the midst of a mental health crisis, was at large in the rural area between Birch Creek and the Swift Dam.
First thing he asked, he said, can you help me? And I said, what do you need help with? And what's going on? And he said, well, I'm being followed.
The man first appeared at the Kuka residence. Sarah Kuka says she was sitting inside when she saw his truck pull up in the driveway.
He didn't seem like he was dangerous. He was just very, very genuinely scared. As soon as the cops came, or I don't know if he saw the lights or just, I don't know what was going on, but they pulled up there and nobody in the vehicle. There was nothing in the vehicle. And they came up and searching for him down in the bottom. And
Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office and Blackfeet law enforcement responded, but were unable to locate the man. His vehicle was towed to Conrad for investigation, and deputies reached out to his family from Texas. 6 days later, deputies were called to an intruder report at a home about a mile from the original sighting. What followed was a massive search effort involving several law enforcement entities, and after 11 days, the man was finally located in Heart Butte Sunday evening.
He was just wearing like a thin jacket, really, really thin jacket. And that's what baffled me, is how could he be surviving that long with just that jacket? And it was cold. But I'm glad he has been found.
The man is now being held at the Pend Oreille County Jail on a $25,000 bond for burglary. In Pend Oreille County, Brianna Juneau, MTN News.
Well, last night skies cleared out. We actually had the chance to see the Aurora Borealis, especially if you were up on the High Line. This was taken just north of Dunkirk. And we will actually see another chance to see the Aurora Borealis tonight, as we're still seeing a solar storm impacting the Earth's atmosphere. It's going to be a weak storm, so I think the best chance to see the northern lights would be on the High Line for tonight, but definitely good opportunity to get out and check it out. We should see mostly clear skies tonight. Here's the view from Lewistown this evening. We had a nice and clear day. It was a cold start to the morning. Temperatures dipped down to 24 degrees in Lewistown and in Great Falls. That wind was noticeably lighter today, most areas between about 5 and 15 miles per hour. That still added a wind chill factor throughout the day, but temperatures tonight not as cold as last night. Will be in the upper 20s, low 30s for most areas, down to about 37 for Great Falls and Wolf Creek. And then into tomorrow, we're going to see those temperatures climbing, but we factor in the wind again. It's going to be gusting to 30 to 40 miles per hour as those temperatures top out in the upper 50s and low 60s.
As the government shutdown stretches on, some are calling on the state to step in and assist with SNAP recipients. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian spoke with Governor Greg Gianforte and learns where things stand.
Earlier this month, the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services announced that federal authorities had directed states not to issue SNAP nutrition benefits for the month of November during the federal government shutdown. But in some states, leaders have tried to find ways to use local or state money to keep benefits flowing temporarily. Here in Montana, DPHHS reports almost 78,000 people were enrolled in SNAP in September, with an average monthly benefit of $332 per household. Democratic lawmakers say they're hoping the state will tap into some leftover funds to help cover those benefits for now.
Those are 77,000 families who are reliant on that food for just basic needs. We believe there are options for some temporary funding to make sure that those SNAP benefits continue, and we really encourage the governor to explore those and take advantage of those options.
The Montana Food Bank Network and other organizations also sent a letter to Governor Greg Gianforte, saying a disruption in SNAP payments would be devastating for families, retailers, and producers. They said, quote, "Ensuring uninterrupted SNAP benefits is not only a matter of compassion, it is a matter of economic stability, public health, and responsible governance." On Tuesday, I asked Gianforte whether his administration was considering using state money to support SNAP. He said he sees it as the federal government's responsibility and that there's no guarantee the state would be repaid.
This is a federal program, and we need the federal government to fund it. Without any promise of reimbursement, there's really no way for the state of Montana to do that.
Like congressional Republicans, Gianforte has blamed Democratic senators for holding up a funding extension.
In the meantime, if they continue trying to extort $1.5 trillion from the taxpayers of America, I just encourage Montanans to do what they can in their communities through their local food bank to make sure food stays on the table here in the state.
In a letter shared by DPHHS, federal authorities said people who receive SNAP will be able to continue using the benefits that have already been issued on their electronic benefit transfer card prior to November 1st, but that no new benefits will be issued until the shutdown is resolved. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Well, today we're continuing our look at the candidates in the running for Great Falls City Commission. Joe McKinney has served on the Great Falls City Commission for the past 4 years. He's now seeking re-election. A longtime Great Falls resident, McKinney's background is in entrepreneurship, owning multiple businesses and now being a realtor. He served 4 terms in the Montana House of Representatives from 1999 to 2007. McKinney says his priority is keeping the city's momentum going, focusing on housing, economic growth, and public safety.
That takes visionaries. So my background is entrepreneurship. That means being a visionary. Part of being a visionary is how do you get to yes? And so we've made that mind shift with city government. There are things we need to work on: more housing, public safety, economic growth, but the momentum is incredible. And I'm running for re-election to keep that going.
McKinney says he also wants to strengthen public safety and continue supporting small and medium-sized businesses that help drive growth for the city. Now, those ballots have been mailed out. They must be returned by November 4th. You can find our full interview with him and the other candidates on our website, krtv.com. Change is on the horizon for one of Great Falls' most recognizable buildings. The city's old rec center is officially up for sale. MTN's Quentin Shores takes a look inside the historic space and what its sale could mean for the families and programs that still call it home.
It's no secret that there are a lot of changes coming to the community of Great Falls. One of them being the sale of a historic building that used to be a prevalent recreation center for its community.
The old rec center, as we call it, at 801 2nd Ave North, used to be our community rec center for Park and Recreation in the city of Great Falls. Once we built the Aquatic and Rec Center, the Shields Aim High Big Sky and Lions Park, we didn't need to have this need for 2 buildings.
Thus, the city has put the building up for sale with minimum bids starting at $800,000. All planned proposals are due at 10 a.m. on November 19th. Perfect for me, as I've been needing a supervillain lair. But are there any current tenants?
So we run a childcare here that serves about 60 kids during the school year and about 150 kids during the summer.
The childcare program has been going strong in the rec center for some 20 years in Great Falls, and Lori O'Leary has been renting the space for a bit of time now.
We would really love to be able to continue renting the building if someone else chooses to buy the building or if the city chooses to give the bid to someone else. We'd love to be able to continue renting the building.
Currently, the childcare program allows people to rent out certain spaces like the gymnasium or workout center. They have around 25 to 30 memberships available for the gym and even allow day usage for $5 for some of the building spaces.
We run community events usually about once a month. We do a teen tween night once a month, and we also do a family community event once a month. And those events usually run about 100 kids for the teen tween nights and up to like 500 people when we run our community events.
As a result, they find some creative uses for the space, and there sure is a lot of it. Some of the features on the property include a sauna, a gymnasium, a stage, a workout center, a dance studio that used to be a bowling alley, and even a restaurant. But why sell it now of all times?
Because it's so unique to Great Falls and the state of Montana, our appraiser really had to search to find the right information to be able to give a proper cost analysis on what they think that a building like this would sell for.
An appraisal process that's been around 2 years in the making. In Great Falls, I'm Quentin Shores, MTN News.
As the leaves continue to fall, the city of Great Falls is doing leaf pickup. We'll tell you what you need to know on MTN News.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Well, it's that time of year again when piles of leaves line the streets and city crews get to work clearing them out. In Great Falls, the annual leaf pickup program is underway, though crews are asking residents for a little help in keeping things running smoothly. MTN's Justin Robichaud has the details.
The city of Great Falls is on leaf patrol, vacuuming up piles of leaves in the Boulevard District. City Forester Todd Szymanski gives a layout of the route.
We got 6 areas. It kind of started on the north side of Central on 38th, and we'll work our way down to Park Drive, jump over to the west side, and then we'll come back on the start on the west end of the lower south side and work our way up to Great Falls High.
Szymanski says the crew faces some challenges.
Of course, this year is manpower. Unfortunately, we had to cut back some positions, so we're kind of short on, takes 2 people to run the vehicle.
Crews want you to be aware if you add any other yard waste to the leaves, they will not pick them up.
A lot of folks, unfortunately, will put sticks and garden waste and stuff in the leaf piles, and we can't, we won't manually separate them. Time is of the essence.
Great Falls senior arborist Samantha Cahoot says placing leaves where they are supposed to be makes their job easier.
Like it when people pile them on the boulevard, not in the street and on the boulevard, just makes it a little more challenging for us. If we could just go right along your boulevard and sweep left and right, everything would go really smooth.
The tax dollars residents pay fund the crew's work, and they say they take pride in keeping the community looking its best.
Especially in the Boulevard District, because they are part of the tax assessment that allows us to have a job to do this. And I know myself and a few of my other coworkers take pride in knowing that what we provide for them is their hard-earned, money and home ownership.
If you would like more information about the leaf pickup, check out our website. In Great Falls, Justin Robichaud, MTN News.